I feel like those who came before and those who will come after, and myself and the president, we are all the same ancestor. I don't think there is a difference. So I really feel like when I'm thinking about those who come before, I really look at it like I have a duty to my 12-year-old self who's looking at my 36-year-old self right now, and I affect that 12-year-old self still, even though it's in the past. What I do right now at 36 affects how I viewed myself at 12 years old. So I feel like I have a duty to carry on the legacy that we have laid out, that we laid out in the past, and carry it out in 2025. You know what I mean? So it might not look like we've read in the books about the 70s. It might not look like what we read pre-Christ era. You know what I mean? It may not look like that, but I think that the goal is still the same. And even moving forward, I think that where I'm living right now, myself, my reincarnations, my ancestors that are in the past, they're going to be looking at me and they're going to be studying what I do right now in order to know which way they need to go and which way they need to lead. So I really feel like I'm laying the track down right now. I'm continuing to lay the track down, and at some point the locomotive is just going to come choo-chooing right through.
It is, I will be irresponsible if I don't understand the obligations that were left for the teachings of the ancestors and the suffering that we've all endured from the oppressing nations that have came in with overturning and enslaving our people, enslaving us to be a good citizen, enslaving us to conform to being just a part of their society structure of keeping their economic value at a level for us just to work and die, work and die. See, we don't believe in death, we believe in change of worlds. And we understand this. And so that is a really, really important understanding as self-awareness. Our self-awareness, our self. We need to be always self-reflecting internally. Work has to always be done in your mind, yourself, your spirit, and then keeping yourself strong and conditioning yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. This has a huge component to this reality.
To continue the struggle, to learn from their mistakes, to learn from their wisdom. To me, it's like ancestors, once one enters that realm, that the mistakes one made, particularly one that lived a just life and one that stood with the people, that many of those mistakes are lessons, right? And so in the ancestor realm, it's like people are the spirit, the energy is pure, because we're looking at it and we're saying, what response did our ancestors have to that particular situation? And from there, we can grow and we can learn. But yeah, the question again, if that's doable. Hmm?
You want me to?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay, yeah. So
the responsibility that I have for those who came before and those who will come after me, or while I'm here, is to continue on that legacy. And y'all bear with me. One, we have to reconnect with our ancestral legacy. We have to rebuild our ancestral legacy. We have to grow upon our ancestral legacy. And we have to have the mechanisms to pass it on to the next generation. So it's not only, I know what the ancestors said, I know what they were talking about, I totally get it and all that. That's not the end all be all. Once you get it, how do you package that in a way to pass it on to the next generation? We don't need to reinvent the legacy. We need to continue the work that has been passed on and pass it on in a way that's relevant to the generations coming forward. If I was to pass things on in 1910, it would be different than how I'm passing things on in 2025. So we have to be aware of the situation that we're in today, the cultures that have merged together to give birth to the culture that we're dealing with today, to ensure that, one, we're receiving the right information, and then also, once again, passing that ancestral legacy on to the next generation in a way that they can catch it. I'll say this for those who know sports. If I'm throwing a touchdown pass, I want to make sure I put the right touch on that pass so that that receiver can run under that ball and catch it in motion. I don't want that receiver to have to stop. I don't want the receiver to have to cut across the field. Give it to him right there. And if we're talking about basketball, the alley-oop should be so easy that our next generation just got to tap that ball in. That's simple.
So the responsibility I feel for those that came before me and to the folks that are going to come after me, I feel like I'm responsible for being like a courier of information, right? Those before me gave us a gang of information, and so I'm younger, so with the next generation coming up, I'm able to kind of relate, so just being able to transfer that information to them in a sense where they'll like be able to get it more, because people always say this, but it's like when you're younger and you hear older people talk, it's like, hey, like, what are they talking about? So when there's a younger kid hearing something from me and we're only like 10 years apart or something, it might be able to like get, I might be able to get the point across better to them. So basically, like I said, just being a courier of information, making sure that the legacy doesn't die.